Shalom, giving all praises to Yahweh Bashem El Shai Bashem Rakakodash Shalom, 244,000 rest elect out there, Shalom to all. And I'm going to entitle this video, This Signifies the Downfall of Babylon. So this is a video that I caught the first maybe minute or so. I didn't watch the whole video, but I will watch the whole video or play through it if as well. And I will add to it, as let's say, of the scriptures. So I'm sort of kind of lambacking. Anyway, the video was put up by GMS, all precepts. The title of the video is, as you can see, Babylon's 250th anniversary. The eagle will fall. Prophecy warning of the fall of a powerful nation. And the Most High deals with symbolism. Now, as you know, or should know, that 2026 is the official 250th year of the birth of this country. It's 250 years old, starting from when you count from 1776. So 2026 is exactly 250 years. And they're planning on having a celebration for 250 years, which is called a, what's the term? We went through this months ago, maybe more than a year ago. Let me do this. Let me do it this way, so I can get the term in Latin. Okay, I don't want to go here. I want to open this up. I don't think I need this anymore. Okay, so let's see what comes up. All right, I want to get the Latin term. Okay, here it is. United States quincentennial. Quincentennial. This is what I want to do. I'm pretty good in Latin, but I'm not going to try this one. I'm going to let the Google do my heavy lifting to break it down for you. A semi, and now I know that means half. Quint meaning 50, if I'm not mistaken. Let's go ahead. The formal term for a 250-year anniversary, combining semi, half, which is right, quin, 5, which was right, and centennial, 100, to mean half, right, there you go, to mean half of 500 years. Okay, so quincentennial means, quincentennial means 500 years. What is it? Anno is year, and centennial is 5. So semi-quincentennial means half of 500 years. That's the official term right there. So I just wanted to get that correct. Okay, let's look at this. Semi-quincentennial because the sen or cent, century means year. Quin, 500 years. Half of 500 years. Say that 250 times. Yeah, it's a tongue twister. Fact, market, 226 marks, the 250th year. Semi-quincentennial. Say that, I'm sorry. Combining semi, half, quin, 5, and centennial, 100 or 100 years, to mean half of 500. It's often used for the upcoming U.S. celebration, because it's going to be a celebration for the whole year. So the Most High could take this place out in 2026, marking 250 years since the Declaration of Independence, 1776, and is also known as the quarter millennial. That means 1,000. Quarter means 250. So you can say it this way: quarter millennial, 1,000 years. A quarter of 1,000 years is 250 years. Or America, 250. Now, let me do this, and I did this before. This was maybe 2 years ago. Anyway, let me ask it this way. See if it comes up correct the way I think it should come up. What's the average lifetime of an empire? This is not, I don't own Google. The average lifespan of a major historical empire, and this is an empire, is frequently cited as approximately 250 years, or 10 generations. So they're saying a generation is about every 25 years. So 25 years times 10 is 250. And when you go into the scriptures about generation can be anywhere from 20 to 25 years. Or roughly 10 generations, according to analysis by the British diplomat Sir John Glubb, while some studies suggest a range of 200 to 300 years. Okay, that's right there. That's right there. The Neo-Babylonian kingdom went down in less than 70 years. The prophesied to go 70 years. It was cut short. Let me ask that to the Google. How long was the reign of the Neo-Babylonian Empire? Okay, they're saying 87 years. The scriptures say 70 years, but it's supposedly cut short. The Neo-Babylonian Empire lasted for 87 years from. The Bible says the Neo-Babylonian Empire lasted for 70 years. The Bible indicates a 70-year period. Jeremiah cites a scripture, Jeremiah 25 verse 11, also Jeremiah 29 verse 10, associated with the Babylonian Empire, specifically regarding the duration, regarding the duration of Babylon's dominance, the servitude of nations under its rule, and resulting exile of the Jewish people, the Israelites, or the kingdom of Judah, not Jewish people, from Judah. This period spans from approximately 609 to 605 BC. Okay, so let's do this. Okay, 539. Yeah, when you go, if you take 539, so these are approximate times. If you take 539, 49, 59, 69, 79, 89, 99, 109. Okay, so they're saying a little bit more about about 3 or 4 more years, but they say it's approximate. Daniel 9, the 70-year prophecy of Jeremiah. Right, it says 70 years. Anyway, so we got all that out the way. So the Most High could take this man down, because this is the height. Because Nero's planning on having celebration for the whole year, and it's also the elder shows it in the video. He shows some news clippings, which I'm not going to show. What I'm going to show is the eagle, which when I saw it, I automatically said, well, that's indicative of that's symbolic for downfall. And when the Edomite do, first of all, I wouldn't touch it. They say that I saw an actual eagle at some. This was at a mall when I was a kid, and it was in a cage, and it had a guide there, and it was saying that explaining the American bald eagle, and they said you can't touch it even even if it's alive, because it's it's contaminating so many bad bacteria. So here this nigga gonna pick up a dead. Now you can imagine how many bad bacteria is on this bird. I've rarely ever I never seen an eagle. You see dead pigeons, you see dead seagulls or whatever by the sea, but I ain't never seen a damn eagle dead. So that's spiritual. And when you see when I click the play button on us, and he picked him up, I said, that motherfucker look like Nero. That's fucking Nero right there. And they did a thing, but let me show you something. They equate this Nero guy with a eagle. Let me see. Trump meets an eagle. Okay, let's go to images. So that's spiritual, man. They didn't do this with Obama. And there's a video on this. And this motherfucker looked just like a fucking eagle, man. I'm not snapping or look at that. He looks like an eagle. Look at this. And that's a symbol of Babylon the Great, aka the US. And they're gonna make a big deal. And the eagle wanted to attack him, like, I forgot. Fucking bite your neck, nigga. Big ass. There's this one eagle that's big as hell. I forget the technical name. I'm not gonna look for it. Somebody help me out. It's way bigger than a bald eagle. It's like fucking four times bigger than a bald eagle. And bald eagles are big, but this eagle looks crazy, man. Take America back. They never lost it. But there you can see it. Look at that. He's standing in front of an eagle. He's riding on an eagle. The hell is it? Let me open this up. Is that an eagle right there? Okay, are these the eagles? You got eagles. Look at that. Eagles. Yeah, Philadelphia Eagles. Yep, they won. They beat goddamn what's his name? It's Kansas City Chiefs. Cause I saw the game. I don't keep up with football, but I do watch the Super Bowl. It's a Sunday, and I'll take a break and watch the Super Bowl. And there you go. There's tons of pictures. Let me open this one up. And the Most High showed you things through signs. Okay, they're pushing this commemorative whatever. Okay, some ceramic glass type of thing. He riding the back of the eagle. Tell me this nigga don't look like an eagle. Hey, so anyway, and they're proud too. Eagles are known for their pride. Okay, let me get back to it. So let me just go ahead and show you this. I'm not gonna make this too long.
Holy shit, no fucking way. This is a bald eagle? No way. Oh my god, a dead bald eagle. That is crazy.
Now the dog is sniffing on it. It's not touching it. It knows better. This Edomite picks this motherfucker up.
Crazy. Oh my god.
He's saying, oh my god, because he's thinking about the symbolism here.
Never seen a bald eagle up close. Wow. I guess I take it, right? I mean, I don't want to leave it here.
Man, I'll leave that thing alone.
I mean, is this illegal to even have a dead bald eagle? I don't want to be caught with this, but this is cool.
Looks just like fucking Donald. It looks like Nero. Oh, it looks just like Nero. He got the black or the blue suit on, the dark suit on. But difference is he got orange hair instead of white hair. He got the same beak.
Cool. Alright, well, I'm taking it because how often do you find a bald eagle? This is wild. Good find, skunk. That's crazy. Right?
I've been out in the woods. I used to go out in the woods, up in the mountains. I was out there back and forth in Colorado. We used to camp in the mountains. I never saw a dead eagle. I saw eagles flying, but I never saw a dead eagle.
Anybody wondering, eagles are federally protected birds, so make sure you call this in. If you ever find a dead eagle, make sure you call it in. Call my favorite people, the DNR. They're on their way. In the meantime, I'm going to fillet these fish, and we're going to wait, and then we'll get back on the stream and do a little bit more fishing. So what do you think happened to it?
I don't know. Did you look it over pretty good?
No, I have literally threw it in the back of the truck, and I put it on the table.
Now this devil puts this eagle on the table, and somebody can come along and eat, have kids eat and all that, and get sick from this dead eagle.
I have not even looked at it hardly at all. Goodbye, eagle. Later, bro. Alright. He said it probably died from either lead or from fighting. He said most of the time, this time of year, they die from lead because they eat all the fish off the bottom, and they die from mercury or lead poisoning because they eat too many suckers or fall fish. So he's going to call me back in a couple of days and I'll find out whatever it died from. So that's pretty cool.
And this guy's Esau all the way. He likes being in the woods and shit. I didn't like being up in the woods, but I'll be out there, you know. But anyway, let me go ahead and play this. I don't want to get this news clip in here, and y'all can watch this. I urge y'all to watch this.
Everything is spiritual. Obadiah 1 and 3. The pride of thy heart hath deceived thee. Thou that dwellest in the clefts of the rock, whose habitation is high, that saith in his heart, who shall bring me down to the ground? Verse 4, the point. Though thou exalt thyself as the eagle, and though thou set thy nest among the stars, thence will I bring thee down, saith the Lord Yahweh Shem Yahushai. All right, Shalom. I want to give all the praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh.
Now look at that. There's all kind of, you put an eagle, eagles in history, empires, nations that utilize the eagle. Right, you got Rome, right? You got the eagle. You got the United States, the eagle. I believe the founding forefathers wanted to make, I believe, the turkey the national bird. Then they went back and forth, and they came down with the eagle. We're going to use the eagle. The animalistic symbol of Edomites is the eagle. The Petra. When you looked at that cave that's dug out of the mountain. And if you go to Google, you can see an eagle perched on either side, a part of that structure, but you can't find it no more. Esau took them down. You couldn't get the symbol with the eagles on it, because they're saying that the Nabateans built. The Esau built that up, and the Nabateans pushed them out. You got the double-headed eagle. You got the eagle that looked like Nero. You got the Nazi Germany. The symbol is the eagle, and eagles are known for being high and swooping down and taking the enemy by force. Killing the enemy, grabbing the enemy or the animal and flying it up and killing it and eating it. And they're also scavengers, so they're filthy. They're very filthy birds, very unclean. The scriptures tell you not to eat the eagle. So I don't want to, like I said, I don't want to show this here, because you know how YouTube does.
Well, Bahasham, Yahushai, Bahasham Rakak Kodash. Double honors to the apostles and elders, a great millstone who taught me this truth. Shalom to the hopeful elect. I'm back with another quick lesson through the Holy Spirit, the Rakak Kodash. And as it is written, the eagle will fall. All right, and we'll come back to this article in a minute. I do want to get into this here. This is from Fortune.com. The headline reads, it says, after almost 250 years as a symbol, the bald eagle is finally the official bird of the United States. All right, and we all been paying attention.
Well, it's supposed to have been it's an official bird for years. What the hell are they talking about? We always know in school, on assembly, you had to wear the white shirt and the tie, and you had to go to assembly on Thursday. Depending on what part of the country you live in, you be in the auditorium, you got to salute the flag. And they were pushing that eagle shit back then. So what the hell are they talking about?
To this 250-year timeline, right? The average empire survives 250 years. Is America at death's door?
Now you have analysts saying that, because that's that point. They said the one guy, whatever the judge, whatever the hell his name was, this English dude, he said 250 years, and then others said anywhere from 200 to 300 years. So right in the middle of that is the average is what? 250. Exactly. If you average from 200 to 300 years, the average is exactly 250 years. That's why they said the average empire it goes down into. There's empires. Neo-Babylonian went down in 70 years.
Right, we'll come back to that too.
First play of the day.
Okay, I don't want to play this because you know how they get down. They're pushing all that year 2000, 250 year. Mickey Mouse. But let me listen to some of this. Then I got some precepts I want to hit myself.
Studies show that an empire survives on average a mere 250 years. Did you know that? All right. How spiritual is that, man? Okay, the times that we're approaching, the things that are happening in the world. You know? It says to put that into context, the world.
Remember, semi-quincentennial, semi-quincentennial is half of 500 years. Remember that. So when you're out there on the streets, you can break it down.
World's oldest person recently died at 124 years old, so she lived nearly half as long as most empires do. Most Americans are unaware of this small but crucial statistic, which may suggest much about our country's future. It is past time for Americans to confront the painful reality that our time as a world superpower may be limited. And it is time to explore how to slow down what, frankly...
But you know, pride makes it where you're going to live, you're not going to ever go down. This is a special kingdom. America is a special kingdom. And they got nerve enough to say that God bless them. But when they say God bless them, all Americans, all red-blooded Americans, all Edomites, all MAGA hat-wearing Edomites and even Jakes, when they think about the Most High, they clearly think about a white man. When they think about heaven, when they dream, when they pray, they got that bubble in their head, it's Caesar Borgia, and it's some old Edomite looking like Colonel Sanders, and angels flying around, all look like Edomites, man. Which they got perfect shaves. You know, they got no beards, and they're flying around, blonde hair, blue-eyed angels. So that's what this devil thinks. So he hates you because of the fact that you're saying that the Lord, that their God is a black man. That's that fucking pride. How can the fuck we go down? God, everybody in heaven is pretty much Americans, man. You know, if God came down in the flesh, he'd be wearing the MAGA hat. If Jesus came, you know what I mean by Jesus. If Jesus came down here in the flesh, he'd be wearing a MAGA hat. And that pride. And this guy, Nero, he lifted up that pride. When he got supposedly shot, allegedly, he put the hand up saying, fight, fight, fight. Then you got people, you know, certain, what do you say, how can I say this, alternative media people, they saying that shit was staged. So, you know, I'll just say allegedly. But that being a fight, fight, fight. Then somebody caught a snapshot of it, and he had the American flag, and he got the grit in his teeth, a little blood coming from his ear. I never showed his ear. The next day he had a Band-Aid on it, but they never showed. They never said, well, let me see what the ear. So, like I said, allegedly. But that's part of their pride. The fact that a MAGA stands for Make America Great Again. So they think their job is to make America great. You know when America was truly great? When they enslaved us. So I guess they're gonna enslave us again. If you want to truly make this place great, you got to enslave Jake again, which that's not gonna happen.
Is inevitable at some point. All right, this can't be stopped. The fall of Babylon will not be stopped. All right, that the United States global domination will not persist indefinitely. This may be difficult to grasp and accept, but it has never been true for any civilization in the past, and it will never be true for any society in the future. Right? That's Acts 17, right? Okay, Acts 17 in the NLT, Acts 17 verse 26, it says, "For from one man he created all the nations throughout the whole earth. He decided beforehand when they should rise and fall, and he determined their boundaries." You see that? So it's all been determined by Yahweh Shem Yahushai. Okay, Esau has now reached his bounds that he cannot pass. All right, remember, Satan was loosed for a little season. All right, and now his little season is done, as we're reading here, right? Let's jump down. It says, as we consider historical empires, it is worth noting that the vast majority of Americans.
And by the way, that little season was spoken about in Revelation chapter 20, verse 7 and 8. And you have Bishop Nate saying that's talking about, he's got it all mixed up and confused. You know, he's saying that Revelation 20, 1,000 years, Satan was bound for 1,000 years. And in the fourth verse, it says that we rule for 1,000 years. Then in the starting in the seventh verse, they came out of power and he took us down. He got it all wrong. The first verse or the first two verses, actually literally the first verse, it said that he was bound for 1,000 years. That's talking about the time, if you want to put a clear date on it, from the time that the first king and church father was his name, Constantine the Great, in 325. Then they started going down in mid 1300s and going into the 1400s. So for 1,000 years we had this rulership, and a rulership started to fade because rulership just don't go down in one day. So it took about 100 plus years to totally take us down. And the bubonic and pneumonic plague took out a lot of Israelites and weakened us as a people. Like, you got to understand, you had Jake scattered throughout the world. You know, living in different countries. Well, that was before Christopher Columbus, so you had Gad and the Northern Kingdom. They were pretty much doing all right. They didn't have to, worry about Esau. Then all of a sudden Esau came. And at that same time, that's when the Moors was taken down. So Jake, the Moors are Jake. For the new ones out there. So when you go to Revelation 20, the first verse, talking about Esau being under us for 1,000 years. Like I said, to give a year range, 325, and then mid 1300s into the 1400s. Even there was a point in time where Esau wrote about that some 5 to 800 years of that time was called the Dark Ages. So when you ask Google what is the Dark Ages or medieval times all about, medieval times, and they'll tell you, well, there was nothing really going on back then. Of course, because you weren't making things go on. It was we were making things go on. Our people were making things happen. Yeah, I was listening to this song. The name of the song is "Angel" by Halle Bailey. If you haven't never listened to that song, listen to that song. That kind of lifts up your spirit, man. Listen to it a couple of times, and it's a majestic song. I call it an anthem. If you listen to it, you know what I mean. I call it an anthem, not a song. It's an anthem. Like, you can play that in the Olympics. You got the president. What is it? The Star Spangled Banner. Jake liked to sing that. That's an anthem. So this song is an anthem to me. So I'm listening to her, and I'm saying to myself, I said that's straight up Jake right there. That's the only Jake can do that. Esau can copy it. All they can do is copy. Then I kept thinking, and I said, you know what? If Jake was never here, there would be no music. There would be no music, because nations don't understand the concept of music. When you ever hear a great hit come out of India? Unless it's a Jake, And this one guy, this Indian guy, he came out with this cut. He was brought up in Texas, but he came up with this cut. I forget the name of it, man. Big Dogs, Bad Dogs, or something. And the dude acted like a Jake, but he's probably a Jake, And I was thinking to myself, I said, if Jake was never here, let's say all the nation here except for Jake, music would not exist. Music comes out of us. singing, music. And I said, music is based off of mathematics, so there wouldn't be any mathematics. Remember when Esau was in the cave? Esau was grunting. Mosai brought him to his lowest state, his primal state. So I'm listening to the song, I'm saying, you know what, man? Esau couldn't make a song like this. Esau couldn't make any music. They have no concept of rhythm. Watch them dance. Anyway, just wanted to say that. So let me come back over here. Let me go ahead and let it play.
Do not regard the United States as an empire in the classical sense, despite the fact that many people throughout the world do. However, for the purposes of this column, the United States, although being modern in every meaning of the word, does indeed qualify as an empire. Let's jump down. All right, the point. In 2026, the United States of America, founded in 1776, will celebrate its 250th anniversary. We're rapidly nearing the 250th anniversary of the fall of most previous civilizations, with ongoing internal turmoil ranging from race to financial disparity to political tribalism, in other countries gradually pulling away from the orbit of U.S.-led supremacy. It appears that the tides are turning against us. I fear that this mere statistic may soon become a reality that alters the course of our lives. After all, many citizens and politicians would celebrate our downfall, not realizing the perilous impact it would have on the freedoms they believe they do not have. I am not sure if it will be a huge international conflict, which it will. All right, we're in the beginning of World War III now. All right, a financial catastrophe, or a civil war that causes the United States to fall apart. See, all prophecy. Okay, but I do believe that learning from the past.
If Satan be divided against itself, it will not stand. If a house be divided against itself, it will not stand. This house, what you call Babylon, what we call Babylon, which is the U.S., is completely split in half. So they should understand that. Paula White, the evangelical, should tell Trump that the kingdom's going down based upon the fact that this country is split in half. The blue states and the red states. They're not working together. A house divided against itself cannot stand.
It's critical if we are to slow down the inevitable, man. And you can't slow this thing down. All right, this is the will of the Lord, man, that Babylon is going to fall, man. All right, there's nothing they can do. Job 20:4, and it reads, it says, knowest thou not this of old, since man was placed upon earth, that the triumphing of the wicked is short. See? His time to rule has been short-lived.
Oh, you can read that whole chapter. You can start from the top or really from the fifth verse. You can read that whole chapter.
It's over. That the triumphing of the wicked is short, and the joy of the hypocrite but for a moment.
Right, when you compare it to eternity, 500 years is a moment in time. Let me go ahead and do this. Okay, I got it. I'm sorry. Let me do this. I got these lined up. I put in the word eagle, and I also wanted to go into the Apocrypha.
Though his excellency mount to the heavens, and his head reaches unto the clouds, going into his pride and his arrogancy.
Right, and his head reaching unto the clouds is talking about these planes and spaceships. They set up satellites. So their heads literally reach to the clouds, pass it beyond the clouds. If you ever been in a plane, I've been in a plane many times. I hate planes, by the way, but as a youngster, I used to be in the plane a lot. You know, it'll be a storm. The captain said we're gonna go above the clouds so we can avoid the storm. Go above the storm, above the clouds. Then the sun is there, no clouds, and you're looking down at the clouds underneath you. And it's a sunny day. But if he was to descend, you'd be right back in that rain.
Yet he shall perish forever like his own dung. They which have seen him shall say, where is he? He shall fly away as a dream, and shall not be found. Yea, he shall be chased away as a vision of the night. The eye also which saw him shall see him no more, neither shall his place.
Now you got this guy. What's his name? The hell is this dude's name? He did a video with formerly Genesis. What the color was this Divine Prospect? He was going into Obadiah 1 verse 18. He said that don't mean the Edomites are going to be done away with. Oh, well, if it doesn't, I don't care. I don't mind kicking his ass forever. All right? Tahar, you was wrong. The Most High, Tahar, you was wrong. Then we're gonna destroy him. Okay, no problem. I ain't got no problem with that. I'll be able to kick his ass forever. That's all right. I'll take that too. So this right here tells you the eye that sees him shall see him no more. That means everyone that has eyes, they're gonna look for Esau. Where's Esau? I want to kick his ass. He's gonna be gone because it's gonna be a big celebration. It's a celebration.
Anymore, behold him. So this is the end, man. Okay.
You Edomites are really going down, and it's not gonna be good. You're not gonna be happy. You know. You're gonna be a slave, and you're not gonna be happy about it.
All the signs are there, right? Everything is spiritual, man. Okay, so a lot can happen in this year as we already been seeing unfolding, man. All right, a lot is going to happen from this year moving forward, man. Okay, this is the time of the fall of Babylon the Great, right? Going back to this article here. All right, BibleBoulevard.com does the eagle, Salaki does, quote, the eagle will fall have biblical meaning, right? Let's get to the point. All right, as we saw that dead eagle at the beginning. All right. So right here it says nations compared to eagles in the Bible. Several powerful nations in the Bible are compared to eagles because of their dominance in military strength. The prophet Obadiah speaks against the nation of Edom.
And they really have strength. I'm talking about Esau in America because they have they have these planes. World War I, World War II, they had planes, but now they got a plane which is pretty much a spaceship. It's a secret weapon. Who the hell was I watching? He broke the shit down. They call it a Dorito because it looks like a Dorito, a black Dorito. You know, like a chip that you eat. And it's a black triangle, and it was showing people spotting it, and they do exercises with it over in Area 51. They do a lot of experimentation on advanced weaponry. So somebody called, oh, I saw this, I got a picture of this plane, it looks like a black Dorito, whatever. It's doing all kind of crazy maneuvers, and they'll say, well, I don't know what you're talking about. Maybe you're seeing things, because it's a secret weapon. See, that's their miracles, that's their magic, pursuant to Revelation 13. So does Esau have power? I did a video, I believe I called it Esau has spiritual power on from the left-hand side. And they do.
Warning that despite their strength, they will fall. As we read Obadiah 1 and 4, though you soar like the eagle and make your nest among the stars, from there I will bring you down, declares the Lord. All right? Hey, Esau, Edom, the eagle will fall. Okay? And it's spiritual. The eagle tied to Babylon, America. All right? Esau, Edom, Rome. Okay? Essentially what? The Edomites. Okay? The eagle is going down. Read some more. It says, Edom was proud of his defenses, but the Most High declared that no matter how high they positioned themselves, they could not escape judgment. You see? The inevitable. Similarly, in Jeremiah 49:22, the Most High warns about the destruction of Edom. Look, an eagle will soar and swoop down, spreading its wings over Basra. In the day of the hearts of Edom's warriors will be like the heart of a woman in labor. This passage suggests that while the eagle represents great power, it will eventually fall in defeat. Whoo, man. The fall of those eagles shows that no nation, no matter how strong, can stand against God's judgment when it turns away from him. Right? Pride goeth before destruction, right? Could the eagle will fall refer to a modern nation? Some people believe that the phrase the eagle will fall is a prophetic warning about the fall of a powerful nation. The eagle is a national symbol of the United States, leading some to speculate that the Bible's references to the fall of an eagle could point to America's future. See that? No way around it. Okay? The fall of the eagle points to America. Okay? It says, while the Bible does not specifically mention the United States, it does teach that any nation that becomes prideful and turns away from the Most High will eventually face consequences. Proverbs 16:18 warns, pride goes before destruction, a haughty spirit before a fall.
And this man is proud. This man right here, Nero, is proud. And like I said, we the only ones among the one Westers and Israelite so-called community. We're the only group that says that this was Nero coming back in reincarnation. All these groups understand the concept of reincarnation, but I don't know if any of them saying Nero. I believe Nate said Nero. He slipped and said it. If he didn't say it, just let me know and I'll take that back. But I believe he did say it. If he didn't say it, he wants to say it.
Nations throughout history have risen and fallen, often due to moral decay, corruption, and arrogance, as we read.
That's who could that be talking about? Is that talking about Ukraine?
In Acts 17, all right, the Most High has declared the boundaries of all these nations that he allowed to be set up in power. He decided beforehand when they should rise and fall. He have determined their boundaries. See? Read that part.
It's also in Daniel 4.
Again, it says, nations throughout history have risen and fallen, often due to moral decay, corruption, and arrogance. It says, if a nation believes itself to be unstoppable and rejects the Most High's ways, it is only a matter of time before it faces consequences.
Now, in this country, as a child, I remember you had blue laws. So this was pretty much a Bible-based system back in the 60s, 50s, 60s, 40s, and 70s. It started changing somewhat. But I remember everything was closed. Everything was closed. I remember this when I was 5, 6 years old. If you didn't get nothing to eat, you couldn't go out and buy nothing from nowhere. That's before the bodegos and stuff. Before supermarkets. I remember you had to go to different places to get your meat, get your milk. They delivered your milk in a milk truck, and that was good milk. That was good milk. In glass bottles, you had a silver box. They put the milk in there, and you would go to the bakery, then you would go to the butcher, then you go to another place to get vegetation, vegetables and stuff. Then you get boxed stuff, and then they came up with the concept of supermarkets. I remember the first two major supermarkets was A&P and Pathmark. A&P and Pathmark have been gone. That whole back, like I said, you had to go to different stores to get different things. So if you needed something, if you ran out of a certain item, you need to get it. You asked out. Because everything was closed. Everything was closed. I believe the movies, certain areas of movies were open, but everything was, it was like a ghost town on Sundays. That's called the Blue Laws. I mean, even though that's not the Sabbath, the real Sabbath, they at least try to be more. Shit wasn't crazy back. The shit that we see now is fucking madness, bro. Compared to what happened, it was very. If somebody got shot, that was major news. Oh my goodness, somebody got shot. What's the world coming to? You didn't have people on drugs, strung out on drugs. You might have had a couple of winos here and there, but that's about it. You know, prior to World War, I'm not World War, but the Vietnam conflict, everybody, Jake was dressing neat and, you know, going to work, and you see this wild shit. And most Jake men had women that they stayed together for years. They got old together. These women are totally out of pocket. The sisters out there, fuck the sisters, man. They totally out of pocket.
And this is what we're saying. Okay, the Lord has given us all the signs, everything that's happening, the prophecies that are coming to pass. We know that the judgment is here, right? Warnings against pride and self-reliance. The Bible constantly warns that pride leads to downfall, right? I want to make a point real fast. All right, let's get this in Sirach, the 10th chapter, real fast, right? Sirach 10, and we're going to start at verse 12. All right, this is the book of Sirach, or Ecclesiastes 10 and 12. It says the beginning of pride is when one departed from the Most High, and his heart is turned away from his Maker. For pride is the beginning of sin, and he that have it shall pour out abomination. And therefore the Lord Yahweh Shem Shai brought upon them strange calamities, and overthrew them utterly. The Lord Yahweh Shem Shai have cast down the thrones of proud princes, and set up the meek in their stead. See? The Lord Yahweh Shem Shai.
The meek shall inherit the earth. The meek are not just any old people, they're the Israelites. We're the meek.
God had plucked up the roots of proud nations and planted the lowly in their place. All right, America is that proud nation. All right, that's getting ready to be thrown down. Okay? It says, verse 16, the Lord Yahweh Shem Shai overthrew countries of the heathen and destroyed them to the foundations of the earth. He took some of them away and destroyed them and made their memorial to cease from the earth. All right, as we read that in Job. All right, he shall disappear as a dream in the night, man. Okay, he shall have no name in the street, the scriptures say. Right? Let's get that in Psalms chapter 7 and verse 9. All right, Psalm 7 and 9, and it reads, it says, oh, let the wickedness of the wicked come to an end. See? It's time, man. It's time for Babylon to go. Oh, let the wickedness of the wicked come to an end, but establish the just, for the righteous power trieth the hearts and reins. Right?
This may be why America disappears from the end times.
Now, I don't want to play this because I don't know how they get down, but this is what I want to do. What I did was I typed, if you type in a word like proud, wicked, eagle, I typed in the word eagle, you get a lot of precepts. And that includes the Apocrypha as well. All right, let me do this. Let me do this. Oh, there's another good site to go to. If you go to the main page, it'll say, it's openbible.info, topics. What does the Bible say about, and I put in medicine. Gave me all them precepts on medicine. So this is what I'm doing. I go to the blue letter. Because he had mentioned, he read a verse or two out of Job. So I'm going to go to Job chapter 20. And I'm just going to go ahead and play it. In the KJV.
Chapter 20. Then answered Zophar the Naamathite, and said, Therefore do my thoughts cause me to answer, and for this I make haste. I have heard the check of my reproach, and the spirit of my understanding causeth me to answer. Knowest thou not this of old, since man was placed upon earth, that the triumphing of the wicked is short, and the joy of the hypocrite but for a moment, though his excellency mount up to the heavens, and his head...
Yeah, his excellency literally mounted up to the heavens because he went up into space. He has planes, and then from planes, he went up into space. He set up satellites. And that's why this web is able to go all over the planet Earth, because it's satellites.
Reach unto the clouds, yet he shall perish forever like his own drug. They which have seen him shall say, Where is he? He shall fly away as a dream, and shall not be found. Yea, he shall be chased away as a vision of the night.
That kills with, this guy said, divine process. No, Edomites are not going to be done away with. That's poetic. It means something else. No, Edomites are going to be done away with. And if not, if the Lord said, nope, you guys were wrong on that one, we're not going to destroy Edomites. Listen, I ain't got no problem. I'll keep kicking their ass. I ain't got no problem with that. I ain't got no problem kicking people in the ass. Real talk.
The eye also which saw him shall see him no more, neither shall his place any more behold him. His children shall seek to please the poor, and his hands shall restore their goods. His bones are full of the sin of his youth, which shall lie down with...
That's another one. His bones are full of the sin of his youth. Oh, that was my foreparents. Well, guess what? Your bones are full of the sin of your youth, of your people before you. So if you did, that's why I said his children seek to please the poor. Got a lot of these Edomite women want to get with Jake men, and part of it is a guilt trip too. They see that you ask the Edomite woman, what do you prefer, white man or black man? I'm black man. Most of them say black man, and they'll say why, and they'll say because they got game, they got charm, they got swag. He said white boys don't got it. They're very, very fit. Like these cute little Edomites, man. They could have been Jake. But they said, the one woman said, I'll deal with a white boy if he had that swag. So the other chick said, well, some of the white boys got swag too. And the other one said, yeah, because I guarantee you he hangs out with a black guy. So these Edomite women, fine Edomite women, boy, that they crave Jake. And I made this statement, that should be like a quote from Apostle Torah. When you lose your woman, you lost your kingdom. And that's true. When you lose your woman to the enemy, you lost your kingdom.
Him in the dust, though wickedness be sweet in his mouth, though he hide it under his tongue, though he spare it and forsake it not, but keep it still within his mouth, yet his meat in his bowels is turned, it is the gall of asps within him. He hath swallowed down riches, and he shall vomit them up again.
Everything these guys got, he gonna vomit up. Excuse me. Vomit it back up.
And God shall cast them out of his belly. He shall suck the poison of asps. The viper's tongue shall slay him. He shall not see the rivers, the floods, the brooks of honey and butter. That which he labored for shall he restore, and shall not swallow it down according to his substance.
Gold, you can't make gold disappear. Gold just gets transferred. When one nation take out another nation, if that nation has gold, the other nation that defeat that nation takes the gold, silver, the land, and the resources of the land, and then they enslave the people or make them tributaries. That's what the Roman Empire did. What the Roman Empire did, they didn't put people in classic slavery. They hit them with a tax, which is a tribute. And guess what? America does the same thing. They hit you with a tax, which is nothing but tribute.
Shall the restitution be, and he shall not rejoice therein, because he hath oppressed and hath forsaken the poor, because he hath violently taken away an house which he builded not. Surely he shall not feel.
He did that a couple of weeks ago. He went down to Venezuela. He shall violently take away a house. You took Venezuela and you put up a puppet leader, a woman, and this bitch gave you the Nobel Peace Prize. What the hell did she do that was so noble that they gave her a prize? Then she wound up giving it to because Nero said, look, if you start some mess, we'll come back and we'll get you. And we ain't heard nothing about the leader of Venezuela. They took that shit. They got a short. If you go to where my shorts are, you got Trump. You know, hood. I call it hood Trump. And he said, I took that shit. You know, I talk facts. I took that shit and it looked just like Trump AI, but it sounded like Jake in the street. You know, I had to steal. I took that shit. I stole that shit.
Quietness in his belly, he shall not save of that which he desired. There shall none of his meat be left. Therefore shall no man look for his goods. In the fullness of his sufficiency he shall be in straits.
In the fullness of his sufficiency he shall be in straits, hard times, a position of difficulty. In the fullness of his sufficiency, what does that mean? Nick Rockefeller, Aaron Russo, he said, in '96 they had a meeting. He said, look, we're going to knock down the buildings. We're going to declare war with 7 nations, Middle Eastern nations. He said, and eventually we're going to chip everybody. And anybody that doesn't like what's going on, we're going to turn the chip off. And Aaron Russo said, why would you do that to these people? These people didn't do. And Nick Rockefeller said, why do you care? Why you care about them people? Because that's a different class of people. That's called, Nick Rockefeller has what's called a ruling class mentality, and he was trying to show Aaron Russo. The super rich piss on the middle class. That's why the middle class is disappearing every day. You got Edomites bitching about prices. Well, now you know what it feels like to be a Negro. I worked on jobs where I had so-called Edomite friends that got jobs the same. Me and my friend of mine, brother, he was in the truth too. This is before we came to the truth. No, way before we came to the truth. And we had started the job the same time with these 2 white boys, and we were cool with them. And after about 6 months, we had the same old bullshit job, and they put these niggas on salary. And them dudes had a brand new car. Each of them got a brand new car. They put money on. They just got up there. And no, actually, we were in that job before they were, and we trained them. So they can't say, well, you do such a good job. No, I do the same job because I train them how to do it. And the 2 dudes said, no, these motherfuckers are racist, because them guys could have been Jake. They were Irish. He said, these motherfuckers are racist, man. You know? So that's how the devil gets down. That's how the devil gets down. Fucking devil. And you be cool with certain so-called Edomites, and they'll tell you how much they make, and they'll tell you, don't tell nobody how much you make. I'll be doing the same fucking job. He might have a different position. This one guy, he was a manager of the back, and I was assistant. I was doing the same shit that this nigga was doing, and he was getting paid a lot more than me. I mean, they were paying me all right because I bitched about it, but he got more than me.
Every hand of the wicked shall come upon him. When he is about to fill his belly, God shall cast the fury of his wrath upon him, and shall rain it upon him while he is eating. He shall flee from the iron weapon, and the bow of steel shall strike him through. It is drawn, and cometh out of the body. Yea, the glittering sword cometh out of his gall. Terrors are upon him. All darkness shall be hid in his secret places. A fire not blown shall consume him. It shall go ill with him that is left in his tabernacle. The heaven shall reveal his iniquity, and the earth shall rise up against him. The increase of
the earth shall rise up against him. Ultimately, multiple nations, assembly of nations from the north, that's the Russian Republic coming back together. They're going to shoot missiles. NATO going to shoot missiles. If Venezuela have a missile system, they're going to shoot it. North Korea.
his house shall depart, and his goods shall flow away in the day of his wrath. This is the portion of a wicked man from God, and the heritage appointed unto him by God. Chapter 21. But Job answered and said, Hear diligently my speech, and let...
Okay, so let's come on back. I don't want to watch this because okay, let me go right here. Let me see what this is all about. Okay, I don't want to watch this. Yeah, Britannia is a part of prophecy. This may be why America disappears from the end times. They decline through the same predictable stages. Yeah, there's a video. It's a 4-part. Is it a 4-part video or 1 part? But there's 4 stages to a kingdom going down, and it gave you examples of various kingdoms that went down. And he said America. I think it was a 4 parts to it, or 5 parts. And they said that America's in the 4th, going into the 5th stage. If I can find a video, I recorded it, so I got it on record. I got a receipt, but it broke it down. It went into, I believe it went into the Weimar Republic, and it showed you how it broken down, and it went into other republics, and it showed you how it broke down. And they said America's going the same route. If they don't turn around and change, they're gonna go down. It's been proven.
Through the same predictable state.
I'm sorry. Let me go over here. Okay, let's come back over here.
51. Real quick. Jeremiah 51 and 59. Right?
That's another one. You can read that whole chapter, Jeremiah 50 and Jeremiah 51 and Jeremiah 49.
So this is Jeremiah 51, and starting at verse 60. Here we go. Jeremiah 51 and 60 says, so Jeremiah wrote in a book all the evil that should come upon Babylon, even all these words that are written against Babylon. And Jeremiah said to Sariah, when thou comest to Babylon and shall see and shall read all these words, then shalt thou say, O Lord, Yahweh Shem Yahushua, thou hast spoken against this place to cut it off, that none should remain in it, neither man nor beast, but that it should be desolate forever. All right, so this is talking about the future. All right, Babylon. Okay, because ancient Babylon or Iraq is still there. All right, this is talking about the future Babylon that's going to get cut off, meaning it's going to be made completely desolate. All right, so this doesn't line up, okay, with was it Daniel the 5th chapter? All right, when Babylon was taken down by the Persians and the Medes. Okay, this is talking about the future. You see that? Verse 63. Yeah, that was the point. Yeah. So let's go back. All right, just wanted to make that point real quick. All right, we'll play a little bit more. It's a 22-minute video. We'll watch a little more and wrap it up.
What?
Yeah, you know I can't watch that, so this is what I'm gonna do. I urge you to watch the whole video that the elder put together. So what I did was, I didn't go to the Apocrypha yet. I just typed in the word eagle, and I checked off like Deuteronomy 28:49. Yahweh shall bring a nation against thee from far, from the end of the earth, as swift as the eagle flieth. That's America. Now you might say it's Europe, but Europe was north of us in Italy. I mean, Rome, rather. A nation whose tongue thou shalt not understand. That's English. You didn't understand that language. Job 39:27. Both the eagle mount up at thy command and make her nest on high. That goes hand in hand with Obadiah 1, and that's also in Jeremiah 2. Jeremiah, right? Jeremiah 49:16. I believe the elder read that. Thy terribleness hath deceive thee, thy terrible, terrible. What this guy's doing, he thinks he's going to go on forever. And he brags about it. He bragged about taking Venezuela. He bragged about it. The whole world saw it. It wasn't any secret covert thing. They just did it open to the world. And the whole world sees this. The terribleness have deceived thee. Thy terribleness have deceived thee. And the pride of thy heart, O thou that dwelleth in the cleft of the rock. The Caucasians. That holdeth the heights of the hill. Though thou shouldest make thy nest as high as the eagle, I will bring thee down from thence, saith the Lord. Now that's also, you can read Amos 9:2. They shall climb up into the stories of heaven. If they go, I'm sorry, I got to go to that. I must go to that. Let me finish reading these. Then I'm gonna go to the Apocrypha. Obadiah says the same thing as Jeremiah 49. It says the same thing. Okay, now where did I say I was gonna go? Let me come back down to Jeremiah. But I'll make it thy nest high as the eagle. I will bring thee down. There's another scripture that was in my mind that I wanted to go into. You know what? Let's go over here to the Apocrypha real quick. I want to deal with the word eagle. Modify it to the Apocrypha. All right, good. It's only 11 times. And I knew 2nd Ezra 12 and 11 was going to come up. And it came to pass. Whilst the lion spake these words unto the eagle, I saw. I'm not going to read anymore. You can open it up. Now this right here is not talking about America. It's talking about the Roman Empire. 2nd Ezra 11 and 2nd Ezra 12, when it mentions the eagle with the 12 feathers, the 3 heads, the prominent heads. Those 3 heads represents Julius Caesar, Pompey, and Crassus. Then after that, you had Augustus, Mark Antony, and there was another one. I hadn't gone through this in a while. And they were jockeying for position. I hadn't gone through this in a while. So this right here, this eagle right here, has nothing to do with America. Okay, this is 2nd Ezra 11, verse 23. And there was no more upon the eagle's body, but 3 heads that rested in 6 little wings. The 3 heads that rested in 6 little wings represent, the 3 heads we're going to deal with. The 3 heads represent Vespasian, Titus, and Domitian. So this here again is not talking about America. As a matter of fact, let me just go ahead and open this up. Let me go into context. I wanted the word. Let me do this. Come back over here. Let me go to chapter. Okay, it's not here in 12. Let's try it in 11. Let's go to the previous chapter. The word fire is not there. I guess the word burn is there. Okay. Let me do this. Hadn't gone through this in a while. Oh, here we go. Burn 2 times. Okay, first verse. And it came to pass whilst the lion spake. The lion represents Yahushua, these words unto the eagle, the Roman Empire. Esau's rule I saw, and behold, the head that remained of the 4 wings appeared no more. And the 2 went into it and set themselves up to reign, and their kingdom was small and full of uproars. Now that's you had Nero, and then you had the year of the 4 emperors, and then you had Vespasian. Then after Vespasian, the 2 that you had left was the 2 Edomites left to rule was Titus and his brother Domitian, and then the next person that ruled was a Jake by the name of Nerva, because their kingdom was at an end. And I saw, and behold, they appeared no more, and the whole body of the eagle was burnt. Now you might say, "Oh, that's America." No, it's not talking about America. You can speak about it as America is going to be burnt, but this is not talking about that. So that the earth was in great fear, the known earth. Then awake I out of the terrible trance in my mind, and from great fear, and said unto my spirit, Lo, this hast thou done unto me, and that thou searchest out the ways of the highest. Lo, yet am I weary in my mind. He saw how Jake took over. Now the fire was when Rome burnt. Nero burnt Rome. After the 4 emperors, the last one left was Vespasian, and his thing was, we got to build Rome back up, because people were saying Rome, like they say in America, is dead. That's what they said about Rome during the time of Nero. They tried to build the kingdom back with 4 emperors back. In 1 year, 3 emperors got killed. One of them committed suicide. You had Nerva. I mean, not Nerva. I'm mixing up names. You had Otho, Galba, Vitellius, and then the one that remained was Vespasian. So that's what this is talking about. This has nothing to do with America. Anyway, let's let me do this. Let me come back over here. See, we don't go into the 2nd Ezra 11 and 2nd Ezra 12 a lot. We did a complete breakdown on video some years ago. Let me see. Okay, I was looking for the word eagle. Okay, here it is right here. See, it all says the same thing. It either mentions 2nd Ezra 11 or 2nd Ezra 12. And that eagle is Rome. And the eagle today is America, which is Rome all over again. Anyway, Shalom. That was my take. Watch the rest of the video, of the elders video. Shalom. On to the next.